G'day guys, how's it going? I'm Aza Whitnall and this is AZAWorld Sport, where each week I talk about various different news, stories and topics from within the world of sport, but predominantly football. And last night, unfortunately, England couldn't find a way past Slovakia. They ended up drawing 0-0, which means that England have actually finished second in their group behind Wales. Now, first things first, before we actually talk about England, you've got to give credit to Wales because they have been absolutely sensational. Their story is just unbelievable. The fact that they were absolutely trounced in their World Cup qualifying group, finishing bottom. They were booed off the pitch at the Millennium Stadium, or in Cardiff, sorry. And, you know, since then they have just taken off. And you've got to say, Gareth Bale, Aaron Ramsey, the whole team really, they've just been phenomenal. And they've got such an amazing team spirit. So who knows, could we have another Leicester on our hands, but at an international stage? I've got to say, I do think Bale has been my player of the tournament so far, especially the group stage. You look at it, 3 games, 3 goals in the groups. I think for me, he just pips Dimitri Payet for like the most outstanding player. And I'd actually have Eric Dyer in there as third. I think Dyer has been just phenomenally consistent. Obviously, scored that absolutely cracking free kick against Russia. And since then, he's just put in 2 very solid performances. So they're my top 3 players of the tournament so far, moving forward. But back onto England, and let's face it, this is a bit of a letdown, the fact that England have finished second in their group. I've got to be honest, I think this is the problem that England had with qualification. I know they won 10 out of 10 in their qualification group, but look at the teams they were playing. England realised that they didn't need to have such an urgency in front of goal because at the end of the day, the teams they were playing were so bad, they were scoring 3, 4, 5 throughout qualification because, you know, some of the teams are like semi-professional, really, even at an international stage. So to then go into a tournament and face teams that still aren't as good as England, but are going to be tougher to score against, like Slovakia, like Russia, who, you know, did defend pretty well. Unfortunately, England have been found wanting a little bit in that area, and you can see that just from the conversion rate. I mean, England have created something like 52, 53 chances so far at the Euros. They've only scored 3 goals. Now, I do think on the flip side, there is another aspect to look at when you have a look at the chances created, and that is that England haven't really created too many clear-cut chances. Most of their chances have been half chances. And what I mean by that is they've been shots from long-distance ranges. So 20, 30 yards, sometimes even further out than that. Or there have been corners that have been flicked on and there's no one at the back post to meet them. And that's been kind of seen as a big chance that England have had. Or just simply crosses that have been put in where, for some reason, even though we've got the 2 highest goal scorers in the Premier League in our team, they haven't been able to get on the end of it, and it just hasn't quite fallen for England in that sense. Now, they have been dominant, which has been good, and that is a positive to take, but at the same time, it was expected that they would dominate their games. And let's face it, England should have won this group. They shouldn't have drawn. They should have won all 3 games. And I know that that's easier said than done, but I mean, look at Wales. I mean, Wales just lost to England in the last minute, but the 2 games previous, Wales have been fantastic, and they deserve both of their victories. And it does make you wonder if Wales can absolutely thump Russia 3-0, then what can England? So it is a weird kind of toss-up there. But there are positives to take. At the end of the day, we've qualified from our group. That's a good thing. But I do think Roy Hodgson does deserve some scrutiny for the fact that Wales, who, let's face it, their squad isn't as good as England's, have finished above England in the ranking of the group stages. Now, what does that mean for England? It means that in the round of 16, we're either going to face Iceland, Austria, Hungary, or Portugal. Now, I don't think England should fit any of those teams. At the end of the day, that's still a very, very good draw when you consider that we came second in our group. It could have been a lot trickier. But let's face it, we know what's going to happen with history. I do think England are going to end up getting Portugal because it just always seems to be that way. England and Portugal just seem to kind of magnetise towards each other. Is that a word? Magnetise. Anyway, yeah, they really seem to come together at big international tournaments. And, I mean, Ronaldo just seems to love playing against England. I know he's had not the best tournament so far. I mean, he's now got officially the worst free kick conversion rate in European Championship history. And one stat he's really going to hate when you actually look at his rivalry with Messi. Because let's face it, even though they've got a bit more respect for each other nowadays, Ronaldo still wants to be better than Messi. But Messi could miss his next 147 free kicks and still have the same conversion rate as Ronaldo. So, yeah, Ronaldo, he's got to step up a little bit when it comes to, taking set pieces. Let's just leave it at that. Obviously, we all saw the penalty miss. But at the same time, you can count on Ronaldo that as soon as it gets to the knockout stages and the pressure's really on, that he'll turn it on. So who knows? But I don't think England need to fear anyone going into the next round. We have played well. There's no denying that. But at the same time, let's be a bit realistic here. We played Slovakia, we played Russia, we played Wales. With no disrespect to those countries, England should have beaten them. So yeah, positives to be taken, but we do deserve to be scrutinised at the same time. But what I want to know from you guys, what's your opinion on England so far in this European competition? Have you guys been impressed with them? Do you feel let down by them? Personally, I think that even though there's positives, I do feel let down by them. I think that certain players haven't played well enough. I think there have been a few surprise packages. I mean, we all knew Dyer was going to be fantastic, but at the same time, I think the other top player for England so far at this tournament has been Adam Lallana. I think he's been really good in all of the games, and I think he, especially under Jurgen Klopp, I'm really excited to see how Adam Lallana is going to develop as a player, and just see how important he's going to become for England. But so I want to know how you think England have done. I want you to know who you guys think has been the standout player of the European competition so far, and how far do you think England are going to go? So please comment below, let me know. Remember, for all things wildlife, adventure and sport, Aza World is your place. I'm Aza Whitnall, and I will see you again soon.